It's 10, 15, 20 minutes with the front plow. It's 45 seconds with this thing. Because majority of our sites is a single road in to a gate, and that's it. There's no into a farmer's field or into a bush. There's no turnaround. There's no areas to move, nothing. So it's like the back end blade to the gate goes down in one swipe is like next level. Alberta in January, like it's +8 here right now. It freezes, then you're toast. And then it's -40 the next week, right? So it's things have to be clean and perfect before you can leave the site. And that's where I've literally gotten to the point where I just back up. I see my chain link fence move a quarter of an inch, pull back forward, drop the blade, and I'm gone.
Dan, welcome. Thanks for joining the call here to hear about how you got our blade, where you are, any surprises. So if you want to start by this, like, I already know your name's Dan. We got that established. It's on the screen. Kind of your company, where you are, what type of work you do with our blade, team size, anything that's particularly relevant.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, Dan. I work for a pipeline company. I'm in central to northern Alberta. So if anybody knows this area, we deal with crazy weather. You get snow in June sometimes, but when it does come, it comes hard. But
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's no joke up there for sure. And you're in tough conditions, working some tough areas too. So before we get into how our blade has affected any of your operation, what have you done previously? How's it gone? What did you learn? You know, snow industry up there, is it unique in certain ways? Like, what can you tell us about kind of how you use plows right now?
Yeah, so basically, like I'm on the pipeline maintenance team. So we maintain all of our properties and pipelines and sites and everything like that. So as far as snow removal and stuff, it's obviously just in the wintertime. And then we have to, by law, with Alberta energy regulators, keep 24/7, 365 access into our sites for emergencies and stuff. So
no big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, like big fines. Like if we don't get stuff done, like a lot of our stuff is so remote that the chance of getting a fine would be pretty slim. But
sure,
if something did happen and AER showed up and we had no access and we had to spend 2 days trying to get into a site just to fix or clean the problem, fines would entail for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So you can't, you can't take days off. You're not in the middle of town. Like, you're out there working in a remote area with.
Yeah. Well, we've been trying to set this up for 3 weeks and I'm half the time don't have cell service. So
yeah. Because a lot of these get used, on the perimeter of kind of cities, big distribution centers. Guys have funny ideas that they won't work in Canada, which I'm Canadian, you're Canadian. Yeah. They obviously do. I use them in Vancouver, use them just north of Edmonton. And you're doing roadways, you're opening up buildings, gated properties. So how has that gone for you? Have you had any surprises? Why did you even consider trying us?
Not necessarily surprises. The big consideration for buying was obviously seeing all your social media stuff and then just constantly thinking like, oh man, that would be so sweet for us, because a majority of our sites, it's 10, 15, 20 minutes with the front plow. It's 45 seconds with this thing. Because majority of our sites is a single road in to a gate, and that's it. There's no like into a farmer's field or into a bush. There's no turnarounds. There's no areas to move, nothing. So it's like the back end blade to the gate goes down in one swipe is like next level. Because with a front blade, you're trying to get close, but not too close, where you make a windrow and then it goes into the gate. Then you got to get out and hand shovel. Then you got to do this. And if you just leave it, Alberta in January, like it's +8 here right now. It freezes, then you're toast. And then it's -40 the next week, right? So it's things have to be clean and perfect before you can leave the site. And that's where I've literally gotten to the point where I just back up. I see my chain link fence move a quarter of an inch, pull back forward, drop the blade, and I'm gone. And I push into the ditch, next site. Like that was my selling feature to my manager, because he obviously, with a big company, you have to go through all these hoops and jump everything to get approvals for things.
Yeah.
And as soon as I told him, I did last winter, I did a couple sites where I timed it with my phone, did a front blade, and then reenact it if I had a back blade afterwards.
Yep.
And I told my manager, like, man, there's sites that take me 20 minutes. And if the back blade works the way I think it's going to, like, we're down to 3.
Wow. And it's real? You're really
Yeah.
hitting that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, like I have one site just north of Fort Saskatchewan. It's like, it's been my kryptonite forever. It's the most pain in the ass site to do,
Yeah.
but it's small. And I literally had one of our electricians sitting there going in, and he's like, I'm just going to sit here and watch and see how that thing works. And it was like to the fence, pulled it out, turned a bit, lifted it up, dropped it down, and pushed it into the ditch, and I was gone. And he's like, holy shit, man. And then it's like, it's right to the gate. Guys aren't bitching about having snow and still having the hand shovel, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's next,
So-
like, it's next level.
So you've seen it, but we're not talking like Mickey Mouse operation. You guys have very healthy budgets. You have very serious consequences if you get it wrong or a product fails. You've obviously run other very high quality blades. So an objection is often like, well, it can't do roadways. Like, how long are some of your roadways?
I have mile roadways through trees, like dense trees. Like,
Yep.
you can fit a truck and a half down the road. Like, if you never meet someone, but if you do, someone's backing up, someone ain't getting through, right?
Right. So you have no options. You really are plowing roads with our blade.
Yeah, no, I've done it for sure. Like, ultimately, front blade, back blade together is
Killer.
the ultimate, right? Like, you can't.
Yes.
But it's just the things that the back blade can do that you can't do with front blade it's skid steer stuff. Like,
So
it's
for
sites
someone who
where
hasn't run it, who doesn't get it, what would that application be like that you're talking about that surprised you or other people?
just getting close to everything. And like
Yeah.
the Moonability, like I remember we have a younger dude at part of my crew, and my boss was like, hey, like, he's not gonna run that, is he? I was like, well, I don't know, because like I'm not used to pulling trailers and stuff. He's like, that looks like it's gonna be like something getting used to. I said, yeah, it probably will be, but man, if you got basic trailer pulling skills or like just basic truck driving skills, you're a little cautious at first, but once you trust that if your mirrors don't hit it, the blade won't, it changes the whole story. But like, I go through McDonald's drive-throughs and stuff with it, no problem. Like, it doesn't not a big deal.
There's a lot of like misnomers around that, like how wide it is and how it works, and you're gonna blow out your transmission. It's like, well, okay, trucks were built for pulling, trucks were built for payload in the back, so this is engineered for that. And a lot of contractors run trailers, flat decks with equipment, big cargo trailers, or dump trailers. If you can run a trailer comfortably, this is a no-brainer. Like, that's your experience?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, for sure. Like, and the only other thing I was a little worried about, and I didn't really think about it, but it was like, man, it's a lot of weight on the hitch.
Sure.
And then when I got it, I'm like, this thing is no more weight than a skid steer on a trailer anyway. So I don't even know what I was stressed about, right? Like, but I still had those things, and like lots of guys in my company are like, that ain't gonna work. That thing's not gonna work. And then we were doing a pig sig on a line. We had to replace it, and I had gotten up there early because we had a huge snowfall the day before. And I went up an hour early and got everything done. And one of the guys from Fort Mac, because we have different offices spread out everywhere.
Okay.
He's our pig, like, knows how to do our pig sigs, and so he came down to teach us. And he came in, he's like, man, where do you guys have a skid steer at this site? I'm like, no. He's like, what do you mean? Is that your new blade you were talking about? I'm like, yeah, man. He's like, holy Christ. And that was the pictures I sent you, like right up to the buildings, right up to everything, to the point where, so we have, I think I told you this, but we have trucks that deliver product to us twice a week. It's a drag reduction that we inject into our lines.
Yep.
I had the manager of that trucking company reach out to my boss and say, hey, I just want to let you know your guys this year on the snow removal is like next level, the way they're keeping things clean. And it's only been me. We lost a couple. I've been the only guy doing it. Been by myself all winter with it. So
get out. So I feel like did you say it used to take you 4 or 5 days before the back blade?
Yeah. So I furthest I go is about 265 kilometers. So like any guy that's worried about this thing being on your truck all day, like I kind of do like a 250 kilometer radius from my house of all of our sites. And yeah, like drive up and come all the way down kind of thing, and then skirt over, do the other ones. I was 4 if I boogied, but like 6 days if I kind of took my time and did things perfect.
Yep.
I was, man, 2.5, and I was chilling. I wasn't working hard. Like it was crazy. The only thing I like when I first got it and I was
Yep.
running it one day, I was like, man, like this thing's really, it's having a hard time. And then I got stuck a couple times. I'm like, I said, oh, maybe it wasn't that great. It was like, I think it was my first or second day running it.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I stopped and thought, I'm like, hey, wait a second. Because I was like, I've never been stuck in here with a front plow.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, but my front plow's like 7 feet wide. I'm trying to run 16 feet through a bush trail. And I got stuck a couple times, but it wasn't a big deal
Yeah.
to where I just
It's a lot
lifted
of
the blade up
snow.
and kept going. But I'm like, man, I'm pushing 2 to 3 times more snow than a front blade.
Oh yeah.
And then just folded the wings in. And that was on that. It's about a mile through the bush to get in.
Yep.
As soon as I folded the wings in, just so, I don't know, they were out maybe 6 inches or something.
Okay.
And I just went through it and it just folded over the sides and fell off the side of the road. And one
Yeah.
pass, it was done. I was like,
Yeah.
you just got to adjust. You think you can do things full tilt like you can with a front plow. But for certain aspects of my job in the areas, wings out and 3 feet of snow on the ground, you're going to get stuck. It's
Wow. There's
nothing's
no
going to
magic
stop that,
tricks.
right?
No, I mean, even look, I'm like, I'll get stuck everywhere. It's like, okay, if we're all telling the truth, even a major airport loader with a wet load of snow and a metal press that loses momentum,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
not
you
pushing
get
that
stuck.
pile either. You
No,
got to take a bite. So it's a snow
I got
plowing
I got
principle.
30,000 pound front end loaders I've been stuck in doing stuff. So you're just it's
Exactly.
capabilities of anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No, absolutely. Have you done?
the one great thing, just because too, like remote sites, anytime I've gotten stuck in a front plow because I've been trying to do too much, the front plow shoots up and my wheels go into a pile of snow and I'm stuck by
Yeah.
myself and I can't get out. When you get stuck with a back plow, you're just losing traction, lift the blade up, get it over the pile and drive away, and you're not stuck. You're just the
Yeah.
snow's stuck. You're not stuck.
Totally. And you could
So
lift up, pull ahead, and put that in the ditch, or you can back up on an angle and take half of the pile moving forward.
yeah, when I that day I was doing that, I'd lift up, pulled forward, wings in, backed up to bust the hill open,
Yeah.
and then I just continued and lay the wings in. I was just trying to do too much. Like
Yeah.
for the amount of snow we had, and nothing would have got through that.
Yeah. Which is
Like
awesome, though.
I
That's
did
part of the
that
learning
same
curve.
road. I did that same road, about the same amount of snow with a skid steer because we had one up there that time, and it was struggling. So it's like that's a tracked 329 deer, like, and that's
Yeah.
struggling, right? With a 84-inch blade.
There's no magic tricks. Like harsh snow conditions are just harsh for everyone, for every piece of equipment. There's
Yeah,
no
I've had everything
shortcut to
stuck.
that.
I've had everything stuck in the snow.
And you've tried everything, it sounds like, too. Like it seems like
Oh yeah, we have lots. We have lots of stuff. The nice thing about this, like we have big shit at our big sites and stuff, but the nice thing about this is like I'm not hauling a skid steer 400 or 500 kilometers a day. Unload, load, unload, load, unload, load. Like I'll unload and load a skid steer like 60 times.
yeah.
This thing I
No.
never get out of my truck. I haven't even gotten out to shovel in front of a gate anymore because I
Oh,
got it down to where I can get it right at the gate, and I'm not wrecking nothing. Like you can bump into things lightly, like Jersey barriers and stuff. I just tap them with the blade,
yeah.
roll into it, tap it, move forward, drop it down, and go. Gone.
Yeah. Totally.
Like
I'm
you're not
so
doing that
glad.
on residential areas and banging people's garage doors, but
Probably not. They notice that, but the blade can handle it. Like if it's not a Mickey Mouse, weekend job,
well, you've seen stuff I've done. I've
you put it to
smoked
the
that.
test.
I've slammed into that thing on frozen snow piles, and it's like your head hits the freaking headrest of your truck. And I get out, I'm like, "There's no way I didn't just pile that thing up." And she goes up, and you keep going. Like
That's it.
I haven't, other than one mistake where I clipped the wing and
Sure.
busted the hydraulics on it, but that was my issue, and anything would have broke with that kind of situation, right?
Yeah, I mean when you accidentally clip a plow on anything, something's
Yeah,
got to
you're
give.
gonna. Yeah, there's always a weak point, right?
Yeah, but there's a lot of concern about, well, it's going to break and I don't have any support. And, we try and move as fast as we can to help solve
Man,
problems.
I broke, and man, within, I don't even think it was an hour, you had me on the phone with guys and Bailey trying to figure it out, and I had parts the next day. Like, there was no screwing around. And
No,
and we're different. We're both Canadian, but we're different countries, right? At the end of the
totally.
day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The whole thing's a little bit different, but there are so many solutions, and that, like you hit the nail on the head with the two things that can go. You misjudge something, you clip a wing, you're going to pop a cylinder. That's
Yep.
a thing that happens. There's a safety cylinder going in place. We can get you a new one replacement very easily. The second thing is, the reason our blades don't go all the way back in the scoop is on purpose. I have a commercial snow removal company. I don't want my guys folding the wings back, putting it in reverse, and just jamming the gas until they hit something, because
Yeah.
it will break, and there's things that you won't see. So flat, like 16 feet or 20 feet, that's a lot of space just as a straight blade. You're not compromising on how much snow you can move at all. And if you
No.
do have a rookie there, or you're testing stuff out and had a bit of an oopsie, the thing that's going to break if you hit an ice pile or whatever is the turnbuckles. The adjustable links on the top are usually will get bent or fold, and that's the cheapest thing to fix. Are the adjustable? They're like tractor links.
Yeah.
Uh,
I found I showed Princess Auto. They're $40.
yeah, totally. You can swap them in, no problem.
Yeah.
Which is the idea.
Canadian. So I don't even know what they are in the States. Probably $20. Harbor Freight, $15. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I literally, I bought 4 of them just to throw in my truck, just in
Yeah.
case.
It's cheap, and it's it's easy to say like, oh well, the blade this, the blade that. Like, once you're comfortable with it, you realize like, no, this is just plowing snow. But you look at the route, everything very differently, because all of a sudden the things that you can do and how you can do it is new. You still have the same goal, but it does change how you go about it. So making that adjustment, it takes a few hours or a few days depending on what you're plowing. But the risk of being down without support, you're not close to us, and you've been
No.
able to keep rolling.
No, and like, you make it work, right? Like, I
Yep.
literally now, after I'm not gonna lie, like, I've broken some shit on it. It
Yeah.
happens. It's life, right?
Totally.
I now have every part in my truck that I could fix that thing, no problem, in the middle of nowhere. And it's like 4 things. It's not a big list. It's like $400 in extra parts. And I do it for myself just because I'm 3 hours from home, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't have to drive back to go buy $100 part just to drive all the way up there to finish what I was doing, right?
No, and doing rig work, like you need it. You can't have downtime. You can't have whoopsies
No.
and not clear stuff out. There's real life consequences if you got that wrong.
For sure.
Yeah, right. Wow. So that you said some guys from Fort Mac had to look at this, and they're probably chirping you, "Oh, you're an idiot, and it'll never work."
Yeah.
And
Well, I put it on in the summer because we got it in like August or something. I was just pumped to just try the thing.
yeah,
So I got it put on, and I drove around with it for a day, and I ended up grading some gravel with it just to give it a go, smoothed out some roads, and I sent a picture to the boys in Fort Mac, and they're like, "What is that?" And I sent them a bunch of your videos and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, I doubt that works." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, we'll see, I guess." Like,
yeah,
what's the harm, right? Worst case,
yeah,
it's gonna stay at my house and do my driveway, but
totally. Or you resell it and you lose a couple grand and move on.
yeah,
Like, there's no real
no.
risk.
And I think honestly, when I bought it, we were in your like try it for free phase too. I'm pretty sure
Yep.
was when
Yeah,
we
buy
bought
it
that
back.
thing. But
Yeah. If you don't love it, we'll buy it back.
yeah. So, but
We
no,
had no buybacks.
the first day using it, I was like, yeah, this isn't going anywhere for sure.
But it's crazy, right? Like, it is. It's
And
opposite everything.
I had my doubts. I did too. Like, you read all the comments online and stuff, you're like, yeah, he's probably right. And like, hummed and hawed. Finally got some budget to do it. And my boss, we had extra left over from a project. He's like, yeah, just buy it. We'll give it a go.
Cool.
Because he looked at it too. He's like, if you think you're going to save that much time, and I can save all other 12, 13 districts that much time, he's like, they care about profit.
It's just math,
like,
though. It's not personal. It's not about how you
No.
feel about the equipment. Will it solve our
you
problem
look at
better?
this. You look at strictly probably what it costs for them. I'm not saying what I get paid an hour, but what it costs my company for me to work an hour, and the amount of time that I've saved this winter, I'm probably almost break even buying that blade just this year.
Cool.
Right? So like next year.
And that's just the company's operating cost. If you were doing this to make money, you would have paid for it several times, I'll bet.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And like find me a winter season where a guy spends less than $400 on fixing stuff. Like
Yep.
you own a snow removal company. I know guys that own snow removal companies around here because they have like horizontal drilling companies, and they
Okay.
literally do snow removal just to keep their key employees around.
Yep.
And they're like, man, we lose money lots of times because guys just wreck shit and smash stuff. And
Oh yeah.
he's like, it's not cheap,
No.
but
Medical equipment and the plow game, they're both very well priced all the
yeah,
way up there generally. So yeah,
but
when you have downtime on that and the equipment breaks, like
I
and
definitely
you're fighting freezing conditions, you're usually in the dark, there's usually salt or some de-icer. So like all those things are enemies. Like they make the job difficult.
yeah.
It's just the nature of the game.
Yeah, no, for sure. I would say like I got no complaints about this thing. It's done nothing but it's overachieved what I thought it was gonna do for sure.
Huh, that's
And
really
it's one of
nice to
those
hear.
things where like I said, the first couple of days I was like, oh well, it doesn't do this, doesn't do that. Once you get in your mind that like, but it's doing a lot more than it would than anything else would, and you're getting stuck or failing at that time. It's like for the odd time you do, it's like it's doubling production. So who cares?
Yeah, you look at the net benefit is you can't really do a head-to-head comparison with a
No,
POV or a whiteout or whatever, but you can look at the quality of the site finish, the time that you were there. There are metrics to look at and know that we aren't a front blade. We are plowing snow, but it is done slightly differently.
yeah. And it stacks just as high as my front blade. You do it right.
Yeah. Everything you said is going to make everybody on the internet mad. There's no way it's real. You got paid to say this. Like it's so hard to convince people that when I say
Yeah,
you will
but
cut your
look
site
at it
times
this way,
down.
Rob.
Yeah.
Getting paid to do this, I don't benefit. It's not like I own this company, right? Like I did
Yeah.
this solely because I believe in the product. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
Like I have. It's not like, hey man, next time you buy 2 blades, I'll give you a 10% off because you did this interview.
Yeah.
It's not gonna affect me if my company saves money on the blade. It's not my company.
Yeah. But it does
Like,
make you look better. You're more trustworthy, more credible. You're cutting
yeah.
expense to the company.
Like I'm on. This is my day off. I'm sitting in my kitchen, willing to chat. Like take 20 minutes out of my day and chat with you about this.
Thank
Obviously, it's
you.
for no profit of my company or anything else. Like it's
Yeah. You have nothing to benefit from
no. There's
this.
nothing for me to benefit for this
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, thank you. You've been very generous with the time. I
other than the
love.
keychain I'm supposed to get.
Yeah, you're gonna get the Top Gunner keychain.
All
Don't
right,
you worry. You
sweet.
certainly earned it. So to the guys that they say it can't stack. No, this can't plow roads. You're gonna get stuck. No, it's not faster. It's like dangerous to drive with. You're gonna blow your transmission. Is that what's your experience related to any of those items?
Not pretty false on all of them. I don't think I'm any harder. It's being any harder on my truck than hauling around trailers all day. Like
No.
honestly, you hit bumps in the road with a trailer, it frickin' jars your truck a lot more than this
Oh
thing.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
I
And
feel it.
I got the blade on, I got a wrap pack, and I got a toolbox in the back of my truck. So it's not like I probably have 1,000 pounds worth of tools in the back of my truck too.
Yep.
So
Yeah, you're loaded up.
I got no complaints about it. And that's the best part is I don't have to worry about it. I look
How
in
is
my
it on the
mirrors,
highway?
you don't even notice it.
Yeah.
I don't notice it. I just cruise control and away you go. And like I've been
Yeah.
in even high winds, like I've had some pretty high nose like headwinds and stuff, and
Yep.
even then you didn't really notice it.
Yeah, it's so secure up in your frame that way. The way
Yeah,
it's bolted, it's not going anywhere, and that's a serious chunk of metal. Like it's also not super tall mold board, but
yeah,
it's tall enough that the snow doesn't pile over the mold board. What it does is a tapered wing. When you do hit max capacity, those wings are tapered on purpose, so the wing flows over, or the snow
yeah,
flows over the taper, or it windrows off the sides. And
yeah.
has your exhaust filled with snow? Have you lost traction because the snow is packing up under your tires? Is that stuff accurate?
No, I did. Yeah, like
I'm sure you've been stuck and slipped. But the comment is
oh
like,
yeah, no, I've been
no,
stuck
no.
and slipped. But I've had my whole like I've never been stressed about getting snow in my exhaust pipe. I don't even know a guy that would say that, but like I've
We're
literally
7 days a week.
I've gone out of my truck and there's snow stuck to the corner of my truck and then a little hole where the exhaust is blowing out the snow. But
Yep.
no, I've never. None of that is irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
it is irrelevant. Sorry.
You can tell who's run them and who hasn't run them because the
Yeah.
objections are always the same. That's
And
unsafe.
I literally ran into a buddy of mine I used to work with. He owns a huge landscaping company, and he's probably got, I don't know, he has a lot of contracts in snow removal. And he came by my house and I had it on the truck, and he's like, "Oh, is that one of those Top Gun blades?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "How is it?" I'm like, "It's unreal, man." He's like, "Yeah, I don't trust it." I'm like, "Dude, you've known me forever. What do you mean?" That's what I'm telling you. It's like, especially for your hokey pokey stuff in a asphalt like parking lot. I said, the stuff I'm doing is way harder than what you're doing.
Yes, yes.
And
But
they
you can see
still don't,
everybody
like, they
wants to
look
fit
at
in,
it.
right?
Yeah,
Everybody wants to
crazy,
fit in.
man.
They want to look normal. Well, that's not the way we've always done it. It's like, but the way that's always been done is taking you 4, 5, 6 days, and now you're down to 2 and change. Like you can do it the way you've always done it, but are those the results we're really trying to achieve? If you can do it, take it from this to this,
Yeah.
with this, you win.
I know you say half the time. I'm like a quarter for sure. I'd confidently say I'm a third of the time. And that's my site specifics, right? Like I told you, this blade was literally made for 80% of my sites.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's stupid.
That's too cool. So the thing I've said this every last few podcasts or YouTube videos we recorded, is the guys who run them, they say, "Rob, you're lying. It's way more efficient than you're saying in the videos. It is more than half. You're cutting your site times down." And the guys that haven't run them all say I'm lying. There's no way this plow cuts your site times down in half. So I have it from both ends where they say that's not the truth, but it's like, we have to pick a middle ground. Everybody's comfortable that, you should comfortably bet on cutting your site times in half after a couple of days of operation.
Easy.
Yeah. That's sweet.
I'd say after my first day of operating, I was like, yeah, we're good to go. Granted, I have a lot of operating experience with other stuff, so it was a pretty quick learning curve, but like it's not rocket science.
No, and a lot of guys who are in the game, owner operators or kind of top operators within a company, they're familiar with all the equipment. They're familiar with the timelines. They're familiar, like it's literally almost identical to driving with a trailer.
You think too, like, how many times when you were a kid, your old man gave you shit because you were looking out the back window trying to back up, and he's like, "Use your damn mirrors." My dad used to yell at me all the time for that.
Me too. You and me both.
Driving with this thing, you can see and maneuver better than a front plow because you're not relying on these two little whips in front of your truck, and you can't see where the blade actually is. Yeah. This thing with your mirrors, you can see where the blade is. Like
absolutely.
It's daunting, like, because you've never ran something like this. It is weird. It's weird.
It is a bit intimidating.
Yeah.
And you don't fit in. Guys nobody will say this out loud. They're more afraid of standing out and doing something new and better so they're more afraid of that for the trade of the upgrade. Even though they're going to make way more money, they're going to finish faster, their customers will be happier. They would rather fit in and try and compete with a front blade V to a front blade V and try and do it a little bit better, but they fit in. It's normal compared to innovators, guys who are trying to solve a problem. How do we do this better? How do we make more money? You're not a commercial private snow removal company, but that's the idea, is if I could do twice as many places, I make way more money. But the fear of standing out kills the opportunity to hand because they don't want to look stupid.
Yeah, I don't think it's an Alberta thing. You go to the mountains sledding, it's like the guys that stand out the most want to be the coolest, right? Like, they got the pink sleds with chrome this and that, and it's like,
totally. Leaders
that's how
stand out
here. Yeah, man.
Yeah, like you make your mark.
I would, if I owned my own company, like, the cost isn't crazy, especially for you Americans. Like, man, I got to deal with crazy shipping, tariffs, exchange,
import. Oh god,
like anybody in the States. anybody in the States that complains about, oh, it's scary to buy, it's like, man, what's $11,000 really at the end of the day?
Yeah.
If I could get this blade for 11 grand Canadian,
Yeah.
I wouldn't bat an eye at buying one for my personal acreage.
Yeah. Totally.
Like,
It is a little more than that, but
but you know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know
totally.
what it is American because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't pay him,
Yeah.
and I didn't really pay the bill. So I'm just trying to remember what I seen for a quote.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
lower,
Like,
it's
if
a
I
little
could
over
get it
12,
for
but
that price,
but also like you compare like a new front V to our blade, they're neck and neck. There's not a
19.
dramatic difference.
I just got quotes for 3 front blades from Western. It's 19,000 Canadian.
Yeah, and I think right now, I think we're like 17.8 with conversion. So we're cheaper than a front V right now.
Yeah, like it was 18,800 and some dollars for a Western wideout.
Yeah.
Even the
Yeah.
simple 7.6 straight blade, no nothing, was 17 something. It was only $1,000 less than the wideout. And like I would plow with just a back blade over a straight blade.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. But you can only say that because you've run it. Guys could never imagine
No, for sure.
until they've run it that that's real, that you're telling the truth about this.
I would. I've done it, man. So the truck we set it up on is my like personal work truck.
Yep.
And we have front blade trucks, and my boss and I got an extra mount for it. It hasn't even been on a front blade truck this year yet.
Wow.
Because I was just kind of proving a point. Like there's been times where I'm like, yeah, I could really use the front blade right now just to stack or move stuff in weird areas.
Yeah.
But it's like I made it work. You could do it. I wouldn't do it personally, like professionally.
But you also have
standpoint,
you have a unique circumstance.
Yeah,
you're way out there.
Yeah. I like to have as many tricks in the bag as I can have, right? For my stuff. But man, it's funny because now that I operate one all the time, like just driving around on my own time, I'll look at like parking lots and stuff. I'm like, that would be a pretty sweet parking lot to do. Like you'd be done in 5 seconds, man. Like there's a lot of little parking lots, like you'd be done in no time.
Money in the bank. It's
crazy.
That easy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, sweet. Well, hopefully we'll teach those guys in Fort Mac a little bit more about them, get them into it. It really does save everybody time.
That's the game plan for sure. I think we'll probably have a meeting at the end of the season, and I'll probably get asked if that was a good buy. We usually we touch back on things we purchased and stuff to see if it was worth anybody's time, but no, for sure.
The ROI has to be crazy on that for you.
Yeah, no, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
For the stuff you guys spend money on for snow removal, like it's right up there with anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I know you always compare loaders and stuff to it, but like man, there's big sites I've done with it just for shits and not even started the loader, and like I've done it. And I don't want to say I did it. You had a
skid steer or loader on site and you just gave it a shot?
Yeah. I have there's a site that we have that there's a skid steer there full time. It hasn't been started this winter. Because I always pulled the skid steer out for area because I do areas with the front blade just for the ease of at an angle doing big long stretches, like huge areas, right?
Yep.
Because it's with a snow bucket, on a skid steer, it just rolls over the sides and you got to come back and do it a million times.
Yep.
And then I would hop in the skid steer and I'd do all the little finesse stuff. Well, I don't need it anymore.
Man, yeah.
And I've done the whole site with back blade. I didn't even have a front plow on my truck.
Wild.
And that was 18 inches of snow. Like it wasn't a small amount.
These will never work. These will never work in more than 2 inches, Dan. There's no way you're telling the truth.
I don't know, man. And like you hit things underground, like big rocks or stuff that, like, I don't want to say I hit things at work that we're not allowed to hit, but like big rocks with barriers and stuff.
Yeah.
It just bounces. You don't, man. I've almost eaten steering wheels a few times on stuff, and
we all have.
This thing for that is next level, like a no-brainer, because you're not digging in. It just pops up. It's like, oh, what was that? Stop, look, oh, big rock, cool. Keep going.
Totally. Yeah, and the motion is different. Often when you're pulling, like it's a combing motion.
Yeah,
and so like it rolls over obstacles easier too.
Yeah, it's not.
There's a lot of concern about the trip edge. Yeah. Have you found issues?
UHMW has a little bit of give to her, so it's nice. Like it works good.
Yeah. So you found it's like without having like a trip that everybody's worried about going to blow up your truck and plow. You don't think that's accurate either, hey?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
I
man.
don't think. I don't. There's no way it's any harder on a truck than a front plow.
I don't see how it's not way
Man,
easier.
I look at like I don't know. You got like Alberta is like is your Texas, right? Like
Yep. Oh, yeah.
everybody here has trucks. I know guys that replace the front ends of their trucks because they have those big bush bumpers on them all the time. What do you
Uh-huh.
think a front plow is doing to it?
Yeah.
Right?
That's just the weight, let alone all the
The
smashing
weight,
that
the
goes on.
slamming, the banging, like
Oh, yeah.
it's yeah. I think wear and tear on a truck, a front blade's beating it up way more than a black blade ever would.
Yeah. I couldn't
Like you
agree
said,
more.
everything's meant to be on the back of a truck. There's a hitch on the back of a truck for a reason.
They were literally engineered, designed, and built for that. So, in conclusion here, if there's guys that they're like, yes, because you've been through this recently, you're like, it looks really good. I'm not sure it's that good. I'm gonna take the risk. And I might look stupid to my boss and the other guys. I could survive that. But going through that now, what would you tell the guys that are like on the fence? Like, I'm not sure it matters. We have front plows. We're doing fine as is. What would you say to those guys?
Man, I just say go for it. Because like I look at it now too, like if I was doing parking lots and stuff, this would be a joke for this place.
Yeah.
Like the stuff I'm doing with it is like it's like yeah, it'd be a if I was doing regular commercial snow removal,
Yeah.
I would have this on every vehicle I own.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Like
imagine if you could run liquid deicers in the back of your truck. We have a Brine bar adapter that sprays off of the back.
yeah.
So it's like if you could shoot that and plow lots all in like it's like a money printer disguised as a plow truck. It
Well, and
just
even
like
I see trucks and trailers, like lots of guys around here, they'll run big goosenecks with a couple skid steers on them, right? And then a front
yep,
plow on the truck.
yep.
I'm like, man, what would it be to put a back blade on the trailer and when you get to site, pull it off with a skid steer and stick it on it? Like, I would do that all day long.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
why not have it?
Well,
It's crazy, man.
you
I
don't need
wouldn't be
another
without it.
operator. You don't need another operator. You don't need another machine. You don't need another set of wheels. You
I don't
don't
need
need
nothing.
any of those things.
It literally takes like the first couple times is getting used to loading and unloading. Like, depending on the truck, like, we have all brand new trucks at work and like the new
Yeah.
GM cameras, I can see I don't have to get out ever. I can literally watch the thing go right into it, and then you slam it in, get out, throw a pin in, plug it in. Like you're 10 seconds, you have it hooked up. 15 seconds, like
That's tough to beat that time. It's just like a trailer, right?
yeah, it's easier. Man, it's easy. Honestly, it's easier to put
Yes.
that thing on than a trailer. You're not sitting
Yep.
there cranking and lining up, plugging. Like it's one plug and two pins, and it's it.
Yep. Totally.
And
Yeah.
and you don't even have to hit the switch on the box. You can go in your truck and hit the switch. Like you're back in the
Yeah.
truck.
Uh-huh.
Like
Man.
it's I wouldn't if I owned my own snow removal company and I was
Yeah.
doing normal snow removal, I wouldn't have a vehicle on site that did not have this blade on it.
Yeah.
Confidently, I would say that.
Yeah.
And
This
like
is
I
too
said,
profitable.
I would have it on the back of a gooseneck so I could stick it on my pulling truck just
Yeah.
to do stuff while I got skid steers too, right? Like
Yeah. That makes a ton of sense. Well, I'm glad you took the risk that you put my name to the test if I was telling the truth on all these things, and it turns out that we were telling the truth the whole time.
yeah, man, it is what it is. Like I'm a skeptical guy. I wasn't really too concerned about it. And like the concept in my head always worked, and it
Yeah.
was just like I said, for my sites, it's like it's made for my site.
Yeah, cool. That's huge, man. Well, thank you for being here. I owe you some keychains.
Just one. That's all I want. One keychain.
Yeah. I'll make sure I get you those. But thanks
All
for
right.
sharing your experience. You're in Alberta. You run the rig roads. You can't have the risk of downtime or failure, and it's stood up the test. So I'm glad for you. I'm glad for me.
Yeah,
Glad
man.
for proving out the concept. You really helped make a difference.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing, Rob. It's you're building anything better. You're building something better than most stuff. So
Cool.
it
Thanks.
it it, it stands up to your claims for sure.
Amazing. That's good to hear. Well, thank you very much for being here. It was great talking. I'm gonna go oh, look what I got right here.
Perfect.
I got a bunch of them. I can go put those in the mail for you.
Works for me, Rob. Appreciate it,
Thanks,
man.
Dan.
All right. Thanks.
We'll talk to you.
Have a good one.
Cheers.